everyone. I wanted to drop in on Sunday. It's Sunday over here, Sunday evening. It's actually the first day of the Chinese New Year, the year of the rabbit. So happy Lunar New Year for those of you who celebrate. We're going to be celebrating tonight with our friends. Right now, I'm just enjoying having a good afternoon with Danny and my assistant Abby. So a couple of days ago, my assistant Abby sent me a link to a YouTube video that I found really, really interesting. She knew I'd find it interesting and I would relate. So I just wanted to tell you a bit about it. It was by a guy named William Osman. And I just loved his energy. So most of his videos and what he talks about, it's not connected to the same kind of things I talk about. He's an engineer and he does a lot of really fun comedy videos, but based on just stuff he creates. But this video really, really struck a chord with me. And the reason why Abby sent it to me, because I didn't know of him before this, was because he speaks about how he's totally done with YouTube and social media because of the way the comments have been affecting him. And he goes really deep into actually sharing some of the comments that have really hurt his feelings over the years, while he's putting out, with all his heart and soul, he's putting out content just to uplift the world in his way. And it's always the negative comments that really get under your skin. Positive comments are beautiful. And even though he gets 95, 98%, 99% positive comments, it's always the negative one that sticks. And as I was watching this video, where he was pouring his heart out and talking about how he just does it from his heart to uplift the world, and there was one bit in the video where he was sharing something where he actually welled up and basically cried. My heart really went out to him. So if you're watching, if you're listening, William, I just want you to know that video really moved me. Now, the reason why it moved me is because many of you might know I completely burned out last year towards the beginning. It started from probably around 2020, 2021. I was starting to feel it already, but by 2022, January 2022, I really felt I was done. I was burned out. And I've shared that journey with some of you. I stopped creating videos for a good 7-8 months and had to hibernate for a little while. And I've spoken about that a lot. And that's not why I'm here today to speak about my journey through my burnout, because I have shared it on a couple of videos, and I've even shared why. And I've shared about how even if 99% of the comments are really good, it can really get to you. Now, why does it get to us? The people who it really gets to are the people who are sensitive, the empaths. And in that video I was watching, at one point, William even says, I don't even know why it affects me. Am I weak? And I felt like shouting, you're not weak, you're just sensitive. That's all, you're just sensitive. So here's the issue I have in general, not with William, he's wonderful. I wish I could meet him. But the issue I have is that sensitive people and empaths and sensitive people, they derive their pleasure and their passion from actually helping uplift the world. And there's a reason for this. It's what drives us. That's why I understood it and related to it and had to say something about it. It's what drives us because we feel the energies of the world around us. And because we feel the energies of the world, we are driven to make that energy better because it makes us feel better. When you feel better, I feel better. But if you're feeling awful, I can't help but feel that too. But there are ways to protect myself. Now, what I discovered when I burned out completely is that tools for helping empaths through this life, this paradigm, this world, this culture we live in, the tools are not abundant. It's not even recognized that sensitive people and empaths, or that there are people who easily absorb the energies around them. It's not even recognized that there are people whose default it is, whose very passion and reason for living is to uplift those around them. And it's not a thing that's recognized. So I realized that there are no tools to help me, to protect me from burnout and to protect me from being affected by negative comments or people that try to bring me down. There weren't an abundance of tools. So I had to develop my own tools. And hence came about my book, which I launched last year, Sensitive is the New Strong. But I have been developing tools for that and creating ways to help myself. And I just wanted to share one or two of them now. And I wanted to share with you also that I have been developing workshops to help people. And basically, what I would like you to know is that if you are somebody who is really sensitive and empathic and feels the pain of the world, I want you to know that the world needs you. I want you to know that people who feel that, who feel the energies, who feel other people, in actuality, you are a gift to the world. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to repress that. We, even as a community, we want to nourish that and nurture that and help people who have that because it's what we need in the world. We don't want people like that to burn out. And that's the thing, and that's the appeal. I always tell people that if you truly want to see a more sensitive and empathic world, and you want to see more empathic leaders, we have to support that as a community because empaths really do struggle with putting themselves out there. And I get it because I struggle too. And yet, time and again, I still keep coming back and doing it because I can't not do it because then I'm not being myself if I'm not out there trying to uplift the world and share what I know. It's like I can't keep the information of what I learned on the other side. I can't keep it bottled in. It's not why I'm here. My soul's purpose is to share it. So some tools that I wanted you to know to help you. One is always remember that your default, if you're an empath, if you're a sensitive soul, remember that your default is to help others. But what is not your default is to help yourself or to build up your own energy. So always remember to recharge your batteries. Always remember it's not selfish to charge your batteries. It's not selfish to take time out and do things for yourself that are a pleasure for no reason whatsoever. You don't have to justify when you do good things for yourself. That's one thing I always want you to remember. There's nothing wrong in saying no to people or in not spending time doing things that deplete your energy. Oh, by the way, I don't mind taking questions that are on topic. So Abby, if you see any questions that are on topic, I would love to take them. So I just want to remind you of that. And I know I've spoken on this topic before, but it's just that I would really love to see more empaths taking leadership roles. And I felt it was time to actually do another call out for that. And also, what I'm doing is, if any of you live in the LA area, I would love to see you at the Conscious Life Expo because this is the topic that I am going to be talking about because it's time. And I think there's no better place than the Conscious Life Expo because that attracts a lot of sensitive people and empathic people and empaths. It also attracts a lot of teachers, healers. It attracts a lot of people who want to be out in the front line to help people. Those are the ones that need it most, and those are the people that this planet needs the most. So another tool that I'd like to share is that it's really important for empaths to take time to quieten down and tune in. So here's the other piece that I want you to know, really important. Empaths are highly intuitive. Remember, you are, as an empath or as a sensitive person, the more sensitive, more empathic you are, the more soul you are and the less physical you are. In other words, you are more soul, a spirit, than you are physical. So an empath or a highly sensitive person is someone who's extremely in tune with energies. But you're in tune with not only the energies of the people around you, but you're in tune with higher energies, the purpose, your soul. But what we tend to do is because very often sensitive people will help everybody at the cost of themselves. we forget to help ourselves. We forget about ourselves. We put ourselves last. That's why I got so burned out. I wanted to please everybody. Like, I didn't want there to be even one negative comment. Now I've gotten over that. But I didn't want there to be even one negative comment. And so I started to try to please everybody, and I fell down that trap again. And so what you need to know is that you have a connection to your soul, to your higher self, and you're highly intuitive. And instead of using your connection and your intuition to tune in to all the noise and the needs of the people out here, use your intuition to connect with your soul, your higher purpose, and your higher self. And that's what I would invite you to do. Be aware that you have the ability to do that. You are more connected than you think, but you tend to fall into the trap of falling into the energies here and being sensitive to the energies here instead of the energies that are guiding you. If you tune in more to the energies that are guiding you, your life would flow a lot smoother. So that's another tool that I would like to remind you of. I will be actually sharing so much more about this and a lot more at the Conscious Life Expo. But Abby, do we have some questions?
So we've got a couple comments, and I'm seeing multiple people who have said, I'm too scared to put myself out there in comments or posts.
Yes.
Just they're like self-conscious of getting negative feedback. And I think that's something empaths struggle to, whether it's on social media or in their work or even just being their authentic selves. It's the fear of criticism. Do you have any advice for that?
Oh my gosh. So I'm so glad you asked that and you said that. So the thing is, what I would want you to know is, again, the world needs people like you. And I really think that that social media and YouTube and all these places should really clamp down harder on hurtful, negative comments. But the advice I would give you is, I would want you to know that if you did not share your gift with the world would be deprived of who you came here to be. We would be worse off without you. As an empath, you need to shine your light brighter. You need to actually, we need you. And so one of the things that I do is, or that I had to do for a long time, is really focus on the positive comments. I mean, if I tell you some of the hurtful comments I received, you know, I'm out here, I'm doing this, I'm not exempt from it. When I saw William Osman's video, he has a lot more followers than I do. And I thought, wow, nobody is immune from this. Nobody is immune. None of us are. We just have to create a community where we stand together and where we can laugh at this. I devised a method, but it only works if the person does a negative comment live. And I did try it on one or two of my videos, and it gave me a lot of satisfaction. And that was to, when somebody posted something nasty live while I'm speaking, then whoever was monitoring it, whether Abby or someone else, they would just, I would actually tell it, please tell me and read the comment out so that we're publicly mentioning that person. But here's the thing, I'm not into shaming people. They may be into shaming me, but I'm not into shaming people. And what I do is I say, I'm so sorry you're having such a bad day, so I'm going to send you extra love and extra hugs. And the couple of times that I did that, the person actually apologized in a further comment. They actually said, I'm sorry I said that. So that actually happened a couple of times. But of course, we have no control over people that post later, after it's posted. I make it a point, if I see it, I do actually say, I'm sending you so much love. And more often than not, they will comment something. But what you can do for yourself is to know that this is the reason why you are needed in the world. One of the other things that empaths struggle with is making money as an empath. And especially if you get a negative comment. So I struggled with this like for years before I burned out in 2021 and 2022. I struggled with people because, for example, if I was suddenly wearing nicer clothes, or if I was taking a photo on an airplane or something, whatever, going to an event to speak, there would always be that one comment like, oh, it's good to see this is where you're spending your money instead of helping all the poor people in the world. The thing is, how do you know what I'm doing privately or not doing? And so that comments like that really affected me, because why is it that that somebody would have trouble with me making money? Because if I make money, it just means I get out there more and share the message more, and I can do more good in the world. And this is the point with empaths, is that the more money an empath makes, the better the world will be. And yet, and I've had comments like, why are you charging for this? But the thing is, one thing about, I'll tell you about empaths want to pay everybody fairly. Empaths want to have money to be able to help everybody. Why are we okay buying a cheap product that's made from a factory of people who are basically working below minimum wage, longer hours, and being abused, but we're okay buying such products? But when an empath makes money, we're not okay with that. So there's so many contradictions in this world. And I want to normalize conversations about that. That's what I want to do. And that's why I would love to hear from you. And that's why I often bring this topic up, because I really want to draw it to people's attention, that if you're not happy with the way the world is, and if you think our leadership is screwed up, then we need to actually support empaths into stepping into leadership roles. We need to allow them a platform without actually having mean comments. Constructive criticism is one thing. I love constructive criticism because it helps me. It helps me get better. It helps me improve. When people tell me how to improve the way I articulate things or say things, or the way I present myself, or if I can be clearer, or if I can verbalize something differently, I love that. Empaths love it. We're always learning. We're always ready to grow. We're always ready to admit when we're wrong. And this is the case, I would say, with most sensitive people, because we want to be out there and do better and help more people. But it's the mean stuff. And so yeah.
You keep going, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to interrupt her, but there's so many like great comments and stuff going back.
Comments.
Well, one of the things I just wanted to say, it's funny you talk about money like that, because William Osmond, who's the video we started talking about at the beginning of this, again, he's an engineer, he does comedy videos, and he talks about how people were shaming him for making money off his YouTube videos, and he's like, I don't even want to share that I bought myself a new car. And it really is like, this person is creating, and even in your case too, they're creating something that brings joy to the world.
Yes.
Why would you shame them for it? But yeah, being okay with throwing money at an Amazon.
And William actually said, he's always had used cars, so he should be happy that he's now able to buy a new car, and the thing is that truly, if you want to see more empaths in the world, be happy for them when they're happy, or when they're successful, or when they make it, instead of bringing them back down. And what we're doing when we do this, when we actually knock down the people who bring light to the world, when we bring them down, what we're doing is we're paving the way for people who actually are more after the power, the greed, the narcissism. We're actually paving the way for the kind of leadership that we actually don't want to see in the world. That's basically what we're doing.
Oh, this is beautiful. From Robin, she says, love supports love.
Yes.
So, it's so true. So there was a question earlier, which was, someone said, oh, by reading the comments, it's a lack of boundaries and you're giving your power away to trolls. So how do you create boundaries as an empath without shutting yourself off and shutting away your sensitivity?
So the way that I do it is I expand my energy. So I don't think in terms of I'm going to lock other people out. I expand my energy. So I had to work on my own energy, my own self-worth, and my own self-love. And I had to get it to a whole other level to be able to deal with negative comments and trolls and things. And so having trolls, they are trolls basically. But let me just tell you the kind of comments that would affect me. One would be, say, the comments about people that would trash me because, let's say, if I was sitting on a plane or if I was doing things that cost money. I was supposed to live in poverty and be a homeless person. And the thing is, it would bother me that people didn't understand, like even for events that had ticket prices, they didn't understand that I wasn't going to exploit people and have people organize an event for me and not get paid for it. People who organize events. So I don't exploit people. So it would bother me that they would accuse me of going after money when really most of the money goes into organizing an event. But anyway, the money ones would actually feel a bit weird. It's like personal attack. The other one that used to really hurt me a lot is when people would attack my physical appearance. When like let's say up to about 8-10 months ago, I still have trouble talking about this. I can feel it. I can feel myself feeling very vulnerable and getting warm, like blushing. It's because I was heavier. And people would criticize that. And that felt very, very shameful to me. It just really, really hurt me when people would talk about my body or my weight. That's not why I lost weight. It was different. It was because I did burn out. I did suffer some health issues. Thankfully, not life-threatening, but just took an awareness to reverse it and a total lifestyle change. But it does. It did.
Well, it's also because it has nothing to do with any of the work you're putting out there. It has nothing. It's also just like the most base, like it's hurling insults on the playground, you know?
Yeah.
What can I say to make this kid cry? And it's like, why? Why would you want to make that kid cry?
Yeah, it's that. It's got nothing to do with my content. It feels like you're not being recognized for what you're doing and what you're putting out there. But this is again what, like, we're going back to the original video we're talking about. William Osmond was saying too, like, he was saying that his partner was being judged, and he's like, that's my family. Why would you talk? And it's so, again, what is the line of, like, creating a boundary, just expanding your energy? And so first of all, if you are really sensitive and you want to put yourself out there, the first thing I would tell you to do is don't read the comments.
There you go.
The first thing is don't read the comments. Have somebody else read the comments for you, a trusted person, and that person can actually share with you all the positive comments. They can share it with you. So have it filtered. That's the first thing. Okay. I have to admit that even though I'm not like 1,000% or 100% over it, I've got a lot better. The comments don't affect me. I can laugh it off it'll affect me for maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then after that, I'm over it. But the second
changing your marinade is the big one then.
Yes. Changing your marinade. Okay. But what I also want to say here is don't let the negative comments tailor what you do. That's the thing to be careful of, because if you start changing up your content for the people, for the nasty people, and you start changing up what you do for them, then you are not being authentic, and you're not being what your soul came here to be. You're not sharing your gift with the world. So do not do that. So that's a big piece of advice.
So even like, not even in comments, just in life in general, when you're hit with that negativity, expand your energy around it, and don't tailor yourself. Be like, love yourself more and go, this is my authentic self. It deserves love. I send love to you who are being nasty.
Yes, I send love to you for being nasty. Yeah. Weirdly, when you do that, even comments, people are saying, like, it's coming from a place of unhappiness in themselves. Yes. It's coming, and it so is. You're so right. So when I shifted, so the thing is that when I spent 6 or 7 or 8 months, like, with very minimal social media engagement. And many of you noticed people writing, is Anita sick? And has the cancer come back? You know, the kinds of things that people were saying. I have concern, and I appreciate that. I had to hibernate because I had to regroup. And people are wondering, why is it that I had an NDE and everything? Why am I affected? I knew not to be a people pleaser. This is a whole other level where we're not socialized to take criticism and displeasure from the planet, from the whole world. It's not just from your community. So this was a whole other level of self-love I had to get into. I really had to evaluate, am I cut out for this? For a while, I thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But I realized, no, this is what I live for. I thrive. My favorite thing to do is to be with a physical live audience. Then I can feel your energy and you can feel mine. That's why I'm urging you, if you're in the LA area, please come to Conscious Life Expo and come to my workshop there, where I'll be going into this really deeply and I'll be taking you on a journey. But in terms of the tools, it really is, the more you expand, and this is what happens, the more you turn inward, the more you tune up to your soul, your spirit, and the more you expand, the more you realize, this is who I am. This is who I came here to be. And the more you start loving your soul, your entire journey, everything that brought you from there to here, so that you can be who you are today and share what you know or who you are, your arts, your gift with the world. This applies whether you're a healer, a teacher, a speaker, whoever, an artist of any kind, it applies to you. You are here in this moment to share that gift with the world. And when you tune in and see how beautiful that gift is, when you can see the God that is expressing itself through your eyes, you realize that your only choice is to continue to share it. When you get to that point where you feel that much love for yourself and your gift and your soul and your soul's journey, because it's a painful journey for an empath and a sensitive person. It's not easy. So when you get that realization, you just want to love it up and support yourself like you would love your own child. When you get to that point, that's when either the comments will stop affecting you or they will start to decrease, because people start seeing a very different energy on the screen when they watch you. That's what I want you to know. So anyway, I wanted to leave you with that today. And I really, really hope to see you at Conscious Life Expo. I love the live events, the physical events. So I really love to see you there in Los Angeles on February 11th.
February 11th is the Sensitive is the New Strong workshop. February 13th is View from the Other Side, a post-conference workshop. And just people are saying, what do you mean about empaths stepping into leadership roles and politics? All of that is going to be covered at the Conscious Life Expo. Some people are asking about sensitive children. Oh. Yes, this is it's good. It's an hour-and-a-half workshop all on tools and
everything on sensitivity. Sensitive is the new strong, on being an empath, on being sensitive. Many of you who may not be empaths, you may have empath children and you want to know how to bring them up so that they're not struggling. Yes, I think empaths came into this world to shift the balance of this world. So do not dim your light. Come and see me. Read my book, Sensitive is the New Strong. Check out my content so that you can continue to shine your light. Love you guys so much. Can't wait to see you. Hope to see you in person. Bye.